Previously.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our broadcast with the Goonies World 100th Episode Special.
So, just a little bit about the setting. Gonen's world is named for Gonen, its first colonizer, who is now worshipped as a god by his remote descendants. It's a pretty traditional fantasy world with monsters and magic, but it has some steampunk elements such as airships and clockwork golems and vibrating crystal radios and other anachronistic technology that's powered by Gaxium, a mysterious superfuel. So for this adventure, we've summoned back to life some of our favorite characters from Gonen's world history, and we brought them together for an important mission.
What is it, General?
Our agents in Corso report that a newcomer called Lord Bane has staged a coup in Blackpool. It is true. This Lord Bane is ruthless and charismatic. He's a genius. Reports are trickling in of some kind of terrible new machine in the Red Coast. He's cornering up the market on Gaxium. He's buying up vast reserves. It warrants investigation.
Perhaps we should have some dinner and go in the morning.
It is dawn, and you are all in the apparatus of Origiabi, a magical airship that Farin owns that can fold up into a small carrying case on command. And you're racing over the province of Farwall on your way to Corso, which is many leagues away. And then you go over the Spinal Mountains and into the Elder Lands, and then out over the shallow sea called the Salty Shallows, and into the island nation of Blackpool, where this Lord Bane has risen to power. However, in the distance, many, many miles away, you can see this huge machine, and it must be huge because it is miles away. It is like an immense, massive black pyramid the size of a mountain. It's got this huge hole in the side of it. And it seems like the very world itself, like the fabric of reality all around it, is just disassembling and spiraling into the hole on that huge pyramid off on the horizon. But by mid-afternoon, you can see the smudge of Blackpool Island in the distance and the many smokes rising from the capital city of Corso. "Why don't you come on in?" says the voice. There's a huge machine in here. It's shaped like a dodecahedron. And standing in front of it with his hand on a lever, you recognize him from the posters. It's Lord Bane. "I wouldn't bother attacking me." He gestures with his eyes at his hand on the lever. "If I let go of this, we're all on a one-way trip out of here. Not so bad for me because I'd be going home, but very bad for you. Yeah, I know who you are, Queen Farin and Nicholas Corso and Marm Goodwill, and I knew this day would come. You see, I'm not of this earth. I come from another place. And I have almost everything I want in that world, but I want to give my world what it needs so they'll worship me the way they should. I'll give them free, unlimited power. Power that I control, of course. And I'm getting it by sucking your world away. And your world will be left as, well, it'll be left as nothing. It'll be like Gonen's world never existed at all."
Yeah, Marm's going to try to hook shot the lever so if he releases it, it doesn't move.
Well, you hit the lever all right, and however, it startles him and he lets go of it, and all of a sudden, that dodecahedron-shaped mechanical brain, it must be what it is, it begins to glow. And the swirling blue light in the ceiling swirls more, and it brightens, and there's this terrible sucking motion, and a vortex-like wind fills the room. Bane just rises up into the light and disappears from existence. And you guys have just enough time to glance at each other as you rise up into the light. And then,
God damn you, Marm!
And all of you are pulled up into the ceiling. You're spinning wildly, and you have this sensation as if you're being turned inside out and being flung a great distance. And then suddenly you find yourselves in the middle of a crowded street, and there's impossibly bright lights everywhere. And a building is on fire behind you. And people are all screaming and pointing at you, and lots of them are running away. And suddenly, these swift vehicles with flashing lights and terrible sirens roar up at you, and men in blue uniforms get out and they aim weapons at you. And they say, "Cape City Police, freeze, supervillains! You're under arrest!"
got me bewitched with your superpowers and your neon kitsch. From Lake Inferior to the tallest towers in the city of dreams where love empowers. In this crazy city where the jazz notes...
All right, welcome to the 200th episode of Goonies World. My name is Goonie, also known as Colin, and I am joined, as always, by our GM for this special episode, Johnny Farrow, also known as Sean.
Hey, everybody. 200, woo!
And Meanie, also known as Ryan.
Hello, and I honestly can't believe we're recording the 200th episode. That's freaking nuts.
It is. And even nuttier is we are having our guest star return after 3 years or something.
Yeah.
From
3 year 100 episode.
Yes.
Yeah,
to
episode.
Our 200th episode. It's Wimp, also known as Jason.
Hey, reporting for duty.
Yeah, we actually kind of joked last time about, because we were sure we were going to have him back on before we reach our 200th episode, but here we are.
So, I guess our listeners just heard a recap of our 100th episode. So, I don't know how much we need to talk about in terms of what's been going on in the game world. I want to remind listeners, though, who might have just tuned in, because we're playing the Black Hack, that I would not call this a straight-up and purist view of the Black Hack. We're very, very, very high-level characters. We may simplify it or ignore parts of it, either accidentally or on purpose. And we're not in a traditional medieval fantasy setting, as you may have surmised. But there's a damage pool for fighters, as some of you know, and I've let magic users and thieves have a damage pool, too, to even things out a little bit and to give it a more cinematic style. And that's probably about all I need to say about that. But as we heard in our intro, friends, and you know what, before we really start, I mean, we've heard the little recap, but let's have each one of us, introduce our characters again before we jump right into action. And I think since Farin is the queen, why don't we start with Ryan? Tell us about Farin.
Yes, well, I'm not the queen here, I'm afraid. This is a very strange new place I find myself in. But yes, I am queen back home. Queen of Vlodasai. But I rule... Well, I don't like to call myself queen, really. More of a first citizen. But, yes, I rule from high seat. Rule, well, I legislate and I adjudicate. I take care of royal matters. But yeah, she's she's not real tall, probably 5 foot tall, 5'2" on a good day if she's wearing heels, long black hair, and a very prominent scar running the length of her face, which was given to her by a Death Knight, I think.
Yeah,
it's been so long ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago in real life play. She got her head split in half. Was killed by a Death Knight. I think we used a resurrection spell or something on her.
Yeah. And she has been known to. I mean, I think she was a dual class because she'd been in so many different systems over the years, and I mean,
yeah.
She was in second edition, I think, originally, and yeah, Savage Worlds probably at some point.
Yep.
But I think originally she was a dual class fighter who specialized and became an assassin, and then became a magic user at some point and learned some spells or something. But
yeah,
I don't know how that translates in terms of Black Hack. I don't think she does have spells. That's right, because she still has polymorph and all that. That's right.
Yeah, she had to be given some spells just to justify her, pre-existing character.
Her previous existences. Yeah, but yeah, that's about all I can think of. I assume she's wearing some tight, form-fitting black leather armor. Whether that has game effect or not, I don't know or care. But that would be what she would be wearing. I'm
Yeah, you
sure.
should have some armor on your character sheet, but yeah, she's always had that Emma Peel style leather, I think. So, all right, well, let's. How about our smallest friend who just found himself swept up in all this? Marm, our listeners, unless you've heard the last one, you know Marm, but otherwise, the rest of you don't, and we know Marm very well. But Jason, can you tell us a little bit about our little friend Marm Goodwill?
Yeah, Marm Goodwill. What can I say? Tends to be a little chatty and talks a lot and babbles on and on about nothing, but always has the best intentions, despite having a tendency to cause havoc. And if you don't keep an eye on him, he'll usually end up crawling under the table or swing from the chandelier or whatever, and probably end up dropping in somebody's soup.
That definitely sounds like something he would do.
And he was a wee Moldai, which is what we called like little halfling gnomish people in Gonen's world. Okay, now for one of my favorite Gonen's world characters has always been Corso, Nicholas Corso, I believe is his full name. He's become kind of a folk hero in Gonen's world, but why don't you talk to us a little bit about Corso, Goonie?
Yeah, I believe Corso actually started off. He also had like dual classes, like I think he was probably like a fighter and a thief.
He was a fighter thief, and
Yeah.
he advanced at such a slow rate in first edition D&D because he had to split his XP between those levels. It's like everybody else was twice the level he was. And I think you later did become a sorcerer when we were playing third.
Yeah, he did become a sorcerer, so he learned some spells. Right now, his class in the Black Hack is wizard, but he really was defined once he found the Wand of Wonder, which is his prized possession. Which is, if you don't know, just a wand that creates random effects. And we're going to be using a lot of that, I'm sure.
And
Yes.
didn't we refer to it as the Rod of Wonder at some point because of?
At some point,
Wait.
some edition change. I think they really did change it to a rod.
Oh, did they? Okay.
But no, it's the Wand of Wonder. And then later, I think I started calling it the Wand of Many Things to avoid,
And the deck of Wonder,
copyright
right?
or some stupid thing like that. But anybody who's ever played D&D probably has at least heard of the Wand of Wonder. I mean, it's like a classic. We're using some expanded Wand of Wonder tables just to create some surprises. It has some of the things that you'd remember or expect, but there's also some new things. And I've kind of made a commitment to myself. I don't know if this is going to be a terrible idea, to go ahead and stick with the result no matter how inconvenient or whatever to the story it might be. The only reason I'd skip a result or veto it would be if it had literally no application whatsoever and it would be totally wasted and there'd be no apparent effect. I would just bump it down to the next closest, one. So,
Well,
we should have some fun with that.
yeah, and a few more things about Corso. He had, quite a career adventuring with Farin, and then he sort of became the courtier in her court, and he got old and fat, and when he was younger, I think I said last time that he kind of vaguely resembled Steven Seagal, both a young Steven Seagal and an old and fat Steven Seagal.
Ponytail and all, or
No, just he wears his hair combed back. It's black hair, and it almost kind of looks like a pompadour now. So he also kind of vaguely resembles Elvis, I would say. And at the moment, he is completely naked.
I remember him being naked, but I don't remember why.
He got there was like some, we were in the Black Tower where Lord Bane was, and there were some tiles, and we were trying to cross these tiles, and his armor got stuck to one of the tiles and it kind of melded into it, and so he was going commando underneath the armor, so he was forced to just, if he wanted to continue. I had to lose the armor. But he was able to keep his wand, of course, and maybe carry some other things. He's got a sword, and I don't know if we still have some. We had some healing potions, I believe. I don't know if he could carry that or not, but
I think it's kind of funny to picture him as somehow having all his stuff, just like a weird harness, but naked, you know?
yeah.
It's like got this like utility, like a Batman utility belt style thing with like healing potions and shit in it. And, like,
Yeah, because he did.
but just nude on the.
He did have a holster for his wand, so I can just see him. He just kept the belt with the holster, and we've got little places to put the other stuff in.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he's naked with the building on fire behind him, because as I think we heard in the recap, the building is on fire behind you. I don't believe we identified the building itself.
No.
But it is the Wisconsin United Bank, and the sign for it out front is one of the first big things you see. You're standing in like a shallow crater, but only like a few feet deep, and you're right in the middle of it. The crater is sort of taken out the front of the bank. So there's the alarm from that going off, and it's chaotic. I already explained there's lights everywhere. It's obviously, from our modern day perspective, these are police cars. You're surrounded by police. There's like 6 squad cars here at least, and at least 12 cops you can see. They're all, behind the doors with the doors open. And a conflict seems inevitable, really. And what other things that, spring to mind? Again, there was like a Coke sign and the Chubby Chode sign. You can see a Sloppy Joe's bar down the street with his neon Sloppy Joe flashing on and off. And there's a very large tower that sort of resembles your Crystal Broadcast Towers back in Gonen's world, but it's actually the QXYZ Tower, which is a big radio tower here in town. And so here you are. There's Pinnacle Park is to your right, by the way, which is a nice big park full of trees, but there's a great view to a huge lake, which Cape City people know as Lake Inferior, but to you, this could be the sea for all you know. That's on the other side of the park, and it's far away from you. And you're surrounded by police, and there's all kinds of bystanders, being pushed away by police. Obviously, whatever gate you came through has probably created this boom explosion that just happened to be, front of a bank. So it looks real bad, But here you are, and we have to roll initiative. And so everybody needs to roll make a dexterity roll. And you want to roll lower than in the black hack. Not equal to or lower than, but lower than your dex on a d20. And if you make the roll, you'll go before your opponents. If you fail it, you'll go after them. So.
I made it.
All right.
I rolled a natural 1.
Oh, lovely. And how about Marm?
Would my nimble expertise allow me to roll with advantage?
Yeah, I'll allow that. No sense
In that
being.
case, I got a 5.
You are a nimble, slippery little bastard. Okay, in that case, you guys are going to all go before your opponents. So, and the last thing you really heard was, throw down your weapons and lay down, put your hands behind your head, or we'll take that as a sign of aggression. They're aggressive! And then now you hear... Now, so what are you guys doing? I think with the natural 1, we obviously should go with Farin first. The order that you go on your turn is really up to you guys. But I kind of like, in the absence of anything else, using your rolls as kind of a guide. So, Farin, what do you do? There's so many things you could do. You've been in sticky situations before. Here you are in a strange new world.
How many people are surrounding us or around us? Like the ones that are pointing what I assume to be weapons at us.
Well, there's 12 combatant police officers that you can see. And they're not all like clustered in one group. There are 6 squad cars kind of spread out, and they're all clustered around behind them. If you were to think of it as like there's a center and 2 wings, perhaps, if you think of it that way in terms of clusters of individuals. If you're asking because you have some multi-targeting effect.
Having orders screamed at her like that by apparent authority figures, I mean, she doesn't know who these people are, what their weapons do. So she's probably just gonna like put her hands up for the moment.
Okay, well, what do you do, Marm?
Wow, those red and blue lights on top of those carriages look really neat. Do you think I could get one for my hat? Do you think the red one would look better or the blue one would look better? Do you think I could get both? Maybe they wouldn't help me sneak around very much, though. But I'm going to go check them out with my hook shot.
Okay, so hook shots. Make a dexterity roll to take, what, a red or a blue light? Well, I guess they flash on and off. And so the hook shot flies off, trailing his chain behind it. And you're shaking your head.
No, I did not succeed.
Okay. Well, the hook shot does land on the hood of the car and then pulls back off and scrolls back towards you and scratches a big scratch down the hood of the police car. Scratches the glass and windshield. And Corso, what do you do?
What did they call us? Super villains?
Yeah, super villains. Yeah.
I've been called a villain before, mostly by fathers that are angry about deflowering their daughters, but super villain is a bit much. I have no intention of doing whatever they want me to do. Well, I'll just give them something to think about. And I'm going to roll that wand of wonder.
Okay. Well, roll a d4, because, Corso's getting older, and the wand of wonder has been older, and also, frankly, as a balancing effect. It only works about, every now and then it just doesn't work at all. So let's see if it's going to work for you. See if you can get it up.
All right. And I did not roll one, so...
Okay, so roll percentiles to see what happens with the wand of wonder.
50.
Okay, so 50. Well, I said there were those plants in the park, the trees nearby, and there's a few potted plants in front. Every single plant in the immediate vicinity, anyway, just suddenly withers and dies. And it's big potted palms over in front of the Sloppy Joe's bar, just wither. The trees in the park wither and die. There's a gasp of horror from the crowd. And
I don't think that's going to improve our relationship with the locals.
So that's what
That does
happens.
seem a little villainous, yeah.
And then it's the cop's turn, and then blam, 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 blam. Just a battery of revolver, and, well, they're probably using, automatics, 45s, and shotgun fire, and blam, blam, blam. Now, in this system, again, I don't ever roll dice, you guys roll to not get hit. So there's a range attack, so make a dexterity roll not to get hit as you weave and dodge and dive out of the way. And, again, we're rolling under, not equal to or under.
Oh, 18.
Oh, my. So you take 4 points of damage from a bullet, and now it's on. So, Farin, what do you do?
Well, Farin is going... How many are there? You said there were 6?
There were 12 cops right now, and more arriving, and you can think of them in, 3 groups of 4 in terms of the way they're clustered about.
All right, well, she's going to attack 5 of them.
And
I'm going to roll all 10d8, but I'm not going to roll all of them.
And what are you using for the weapon?
With a Vorpal sword.
Okay, so you're kind of charging in at them and weaving among them. With an explosion of movement, you rush the police cars. The Vorpal sword rings out. And don't forget, if you roll more than 3 8s in that pool, you can decapitate somebody.
Well, I've split 2d8 to 5 of them.
Okay.
So I'm just rolling 2 at a time.
All right.
And I'm actually rolling them on my little table here because I think I can handle 2. So anyway, first one takes 12.
Okay.
Second one takes 9. The
Okay.
third one takes 10. Fourth one takes 15.
Okay.
And the fifth one takes 12 also.
So, weaving in and out with the Vorpal blade describing an arc, glittering magic, do significant damage to the center of the line of the police here on the beginning of the second round. Not killing or putting down any of them completely, but and if anyone ever seemed like a supervillain, just, that was you. Just your full-on superhero type powers, at least in this world. They need to call out a special unit, but they are screaming and bleeding and wounded, and possibly will be checking their morale on their turn. We'll see. Meanwhile, Marm, what do you do?
Well, Marm's a little shocked at the sudden act of violence, so instead of attempting to pilfer a police light, he's going to try to find a high point to shoot his hook shot so he can swing by with his sword, swiping at several officers if he's able to do that in one turn.
Oh, I think he could. Now, the highest point would be that TV tower, but that's a little far away. The closest high thing there is the sign itself for the Wisconsin United, the bank. This is closest. So you can hook shot up there and swing down. And let's not forget to roll to hit, which it's your in a melee attack. It's a strength roll.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been personally playing into the odd like constantly, so I don't even roll to hit anymore. So I'm liable to forget to tell people to do it.
Succeeded by 1.
Okay. And how many of them do you want to try to hit?
So I'm going to do the same thing Farin did.
Yeah.
And divide 10 dice by 5 opponents.
Okay.
And first one does 7.
Okay.
Second one does 4.
Okay.
Third one does 9. Fourth one does 9. Fifth one does 9.
Okay. So, a burst of swordplay and swashbuckling action from our heroes. We have 2 groups of very wounded police officers. One overlap. They're kind of in the 3 groups of 4, but there's that one poor dude who was number 5 for each of you guys just now. That guy screamed and clutched his midsection and fallen over onto the ground. And there are other cops there. They just weren't all firing at you, and a few of them are like screaming into their, screaming into their radios and running over to this guy who's out of action, if not dead. And Corso. Bringing up the end of Uriel's turn, what do you do?
Corso will swarm on any motherfucker in a blue uniform. Fuck the police coming straight from Gonen's world. And I'm going to wave my wand again.
Okay. I mean, it's just too fun not to.
And I did not roll 1.
Okay, you got it up.
And I got 88.
88. And, well, you can change yourself and you polymorph yourself. So, what do you change yourself into? I know you didn't really plan on anything, so just off the top of your head, what did you just change yourself into?
Well, I'm looking... fuck, I don't know. I'm can I just make myself a giant Corso? Or does it have to be...
Polymorph into a giant. I'm not going to stop up and look up, the restrictions on polymorph at the moment. This is a superhero world. Polymorph into ho, giant Corso.
Giant naked Corso.
Yeah, because he's not like in the cold weather. I mentioned last time how cold it is here in this land of Wisconsin.
Right.
And he's looking down. He's not liking what he's seeing. So
no, it's shriveled.
Now he's larger. It's still proportional, but it's it's still larger overall.
Okay, well, you spring up to about the size of the sign that Marm just swung off of, and you're looming down over the crowd. There's a scream from the crowd. Here's somebody, call the enforcers, And we need our super back. You can hear cries from the radio. There's a helicopter in the distance coming. So that's your second turn, and then again, in fact, all the guys... These should probably be resolved as separate attacks now. Of course, Marm's not like immediately melee because he's swinging. He's on he's not immediately right by them anymore. Farin is. There are 5 very wounded cops around her, but they're so wounded that I'm going to check for their morale. But they roll excellently morale. I think they roll the very best thing they could have rolled. So they bravely pull out their truncheons and start trying to beat you to death. There are 5 of them who are going to attack you. So if you could go ahead and just defend against that 5 times. Boom, boom, boom. And this would be in melee, so you're making strength rolls.
Okay, so let's see. There'll be one success. Ooh. So the second one was a success, and he gets buckler bashed, which deals. Since I rolled a 4, so he takes 10 damage.
Oh yeah, that's one of your defensive capabilities. He's out of it. He tried to hit you and got bashed by your buckler. He's out of it.
The third one I rolled right on my strength. I believe that means I take some damage.
Yes, you do. So you take 5 points of damage from that.
And you are wearing armor.
Yes, don't forget you have your armor, which you can use to soak. We are not using the repair your armor rules or anything like that. So.
Oh yes, very good. All right.
Yeah.
So I actually soaked that last bit.
Oh, lovely.
The first bit, and I took 1 from that. So third guy does not damage, or fourth. It was the fourth and the fifth.
Yes.
But so yes, the last 2 do not succeed.
Okay.
Or I succeed in making the miss.
So you are. What'd you say? You succeeded making the miss?
Yes.
So they don't hit you, right? Yeah.
Correct.
Good. Yeah, so you're in the middle of this cluster, though. Nightsticks flying everywhere, but they don't really connect. Only one guy clocks you a little bit. And that's what happens on that turn. Meanwhile, I have some movement of police who are managing the crowd. They're trying to push the crowd back off the streets. And they're trying to make way for vehicles or something. And so there's other cops doing other things. Tracking the movement of another very fast vehicle, too. And now we're back into another round, and it's your turn again. And so, Farin, what do you do?
Well, so Farin is trying to by four guys now that one went down from the buckler bash. Okay.
Well,
I think
there's actually 2 of them. No, there's 1. You're right.
Okay. I'm gonna roll my entire pool and split those how I see fit, but that will require me to relocate briefly for 1 moment.
Yes, and they are all wounded already. So.
All right. Well, one gets straight up decapitated.
And soon his head flies off. There's a scream of horror from his compatriots.
And 3 others take... one takes 7, one takes 9, and one takes 6. You can assign that how you like.
All of those guys were previously wounded. All of them go down. All of them out of action. They might not be dead. That guy, though, is decapitated. He's dead. And blood splatters all over Leonard Cave City's white roof of their blue squad cars. Psst. Like some light splashing on the flashing lights. Make a nice lurid detail. Some blood flashing on the lights. And Marm, what are you doing?
So, of these downed officers, I assume some of them have dropped their firearms?
Oh, yeah, they dropped automatics, they dropped shotguns.
Marm would like to try to swoop down from his swinging of his, he's swinging back and forth on his hook shot and try and grab a shotgun as he swoops by.
Marm's got a gun. Yeah. Marm's got a gun.
Yeah. Marm has got a gun.
Well, Marm, you swoop down and you reached for the gun. Of course, it's all crowded and chaotic, and Farin's still struggling people, and somebody just got beheaded. So definitely we would need a dexterity roll here, but I do think that the nimble expertise that you have would give you an advantage.
Oh, good, because my first roll was a 20, and my second roll's a 5.
There you go. So whoosh, you swoop up. Now what'd you grab, a shotgun or an automatic?
Shotgun, yeah.
All right, yeah.
I can't wait to see little Marm try to fire a shotgun.
Yeah. And keep in mind, you guys are going to do the damage you do based on your class, so you can still, but certainly you could describe it differently, and I can't wait to see it with the shotgun, yeah. So you've swung down, now you're on the upswing again, back towards the sign. Now we have Giant Corso, who's standing there gigantically, and I'm going to leave it to myself how long this is going to last. So you're still giant. It'd be funny if all your stuff stayed the same, but I think we can just assume that everything scales up with you.
The one-to-one would just be a little toothpick. But it's scaled. Is that helicopter nearby yet, or?
Well, you could just hear it. It's not here yet.
Okay. Well, since I'm a giant, I might as well try to stomp on some police cruisers and
Yeah.
just, cause some chaos.
Yeah, and I don't even see how I should make you roll for
don't
that,
know.
really. It's not like the car's moving. I mean, they're right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just kind of reach for it.
I'm not even trying to like cause HP or damage to any person, just stomping stuff like.
Yeah, and I don't even see so big as like that you could completely flatten and crush it, but certainly you're going to smash that. You wouldn't want to step all the way down, or you hurt your foot, probably. But
Okay.
here's what I'm wondering. I mean, if a car were just to get suddenly smashed, do you think there could be like an explosion? Like
Not in a movie.
in a movie,
That
yeah.
would-
Yeah. I think that would be kind of funny, though, when you step on it. So, in fact, I'm going to borrow a luck die from Into the Odd and just see if there's an explosion or not. Well, there's not. But you stomp on the car and crush it. People leap out of the way. And that is your turn. And now, of course, I'm going to have... Yeah, every single one of you... Please see, as the officers all open fire on all of you, please make 3 defense rolls. If you fail any one of them, give yourself 5 points damage. As I assume you do your best to get out of the way and duck and weave.
No damage here.
They are now starting to back off, though. Once they do that, their movement is they start making like a tactical retreat. And at the end of that round, suddenly this huge... There's a rush of sound overhead, and coming from behind you is what I can only describe as like a flying limousine. And it's bright white, has a huge stylized letter E on the side. And you hear some people say, "The enforcers!" And somehow some heroic music plays. And that helicopter I mentioned earlier comes all the way down at the end by the park. And you can see it's got like a searchlight on it, and there's a little dude with a camera up there. It's obviously like a news helicopter. You guys wouldn't identify it as such. So now it's all being televised probably. And this white limo flies again from behind you, turns around in midair, and then leaping out of it are 4 figures. And one's like a woman in a tight purple costume with a long flowing ponytail carrying this great big bow. She leaps onto the TV tower. She doesn't leap anywhere near you guys. A huge, and I'm just going to call her Quiver, just to save some time. You're obviously somebody in the crowd, some Stan Lee dialogue kid's like, "Oh, look, it's Quiver!" And then leaping out also is what seems like an old man at first, except when he lands, there's a distinct clank on the ground, wearing like a sort of a silver lab jacket with some fried out Einstein-style hair, carrying like an old person cane with little 4 prongs on the bottom, only lifts it up in the air, and there's energy crackling amongst the branches of the 4 canes. And he says, "Ooh," and then a big guy in black zooms out of the limo and lands. He doesn't have the power of flight anymore. He doesn't give that up. But he has a radioactive symbol on his chest. I think this is bearded Fallout period here.
Yeah.
And symbol for radioactivity on his chest and a close cropped beard. He looks like an older guy with careworn, some years of experience on his face. And then finally a lithe, muscular, sinewy figure, all in black with his face completely obscured, with a symbol on his chest of an F to the power of F. Drops down, and when he lands, with plop, 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 and 3 more of them appear right next to him. And they start moving around, so you can't really tell which one is the real one. So people who know our Cave City world know that the heroes have shown up. Our Factor, who we've just seen, who is Jason's character and back in the day, and Fallout, who was Goonie's character back in the day, and Dr. Kane, who was Ryan's character back in the day. And so now it's on. Again, you've heard people scream, yell them, "The enforcers!" And Fallout says, "You all better just give up right now. It'll be better, go easier for you. We'll get you to Mark's Island, get you the help you need." "Oh, yes," says Dr. Kane. "You just need rehabilitation. You're good people down deep." Ooh. And benefactor says nothing. He's enigmatic as usual. He just wags his finger at you disapprovingly. And meanwhile, Quiver, the girl with the arrow, is mounting herself up on a tower, and she's covering you guys and selecting an arrow. So, why don't we go ahead and roll initiative against them, too, this time, since we're kind of a new aspect of the fight. These are the Enforcers. They are the super team of... Okay, and... So, you all make it, right? I don't see anyone looking terribly sad. So you guys, again, will go first.
Oh, Marm failed?
Oh, Marm failed.
Marm's fumbling around on the end of his hook shot while everyone shows up. And
yeah, he's on the upswing. He can't really do anything at the moment. He's got certainly wrapped once around the bottom of the sign, I think, the pole. It's causing him some problems. All this means is you'll go after. They don't let me forget to let you go. Anyway, so, Farin, I think you rolled a 3, so I think you should, again, go first.
Hey, and I'm pretty sure that on the first couple rounds with the police officers that I totally forgot, having been playing Into the Odd with you, to roll to attack.
Yeah, that's what I realized. Yeah.
Yeah. And even after you reminded us, I then, on this next round, again forgot.
And I then also did not notice. Those of you who played Into the Odd or Mouse Ritter or any of the Into the Odd based games will know how quickly... You just don't miss rolling to hit.
Yep. But I will not make that mistake now. So that's going to be 44.
Okay. As you hit the guy, you realize he's made of metal. He's not just Dr. Kane, he's our Dr. Kane. Nevertheless, chunks fly off, sparks fly. Oh, no, now. I know you don't want to do that. I can sense the conflict within you. Ooh. Says the Dr. Kane, who I believe one of his character flaws is he always believed the best in everyone. Everyone meant well and could easily be rehabbed. But yeah, you do a significant amount, 44 points of damage to Dr. Kane. And how about our good friend Marm? Oh, he will not go because he's swinging around. And Corso, you're still gigantic. And what do you do?
Those are some cool costumes. And they haven't attacked us. They're just trying to, get us to turn ourselves in or something.
They look like they are going to attack you, but yeah.
Okay.
The fight's kind of on now, at least for a minute. But, yeah. And I am keeping track of the rounds that you're big. I think it's funnier to not tell you.
Okay.
You're still big.
Well, I don't have anything against you guys, but if you're gonna be aggressive, then I'll be aggressive. I'm gonna
Aggressive.
be aggressive. I'm gonna give it a little wave.
Fallout says, yeah, well, nobody stops on cops in this town, mister.
Cops. Is that like the constabulary around here or something?
Yeah, that's right.
Is the effect of the Wand of Wonder going to be enlarged as well, if that's applicable?
I think that would just be a nightmare, so no. If applicable, that's kind of funny, but that's a good question. I don't think we'll get into the metaphysics of that at the moment.
All right. I did not roll a 1, and...
Like if a rhinoceros comes out, would it be a giant rhinoceros?
And I got a 14 on the percentiles.
Okay, 14. And so suddenly, without warning, a tree just erupts from the ground right beneath Fallout. And it goes up to 40 feet. Got a big 5-foot diameter trunk, and the branches spread out at the top. And he has to make a dexterity saving throw. And I'm going to give him I already decided these guys all, they're badass superheroes. They've got at least a 15 and everything, right? And so he gets a 3. So he's not stuck up in the top of the tree, tangled in the branches, but he's up there on top of the tree.
Ha.
And that's what happens.
Well, there's a little too many plant-based effects.
Plant-related effects, yeah.
I'll get something cool eventually.
Yeah, and then the enforcers will go, and from the top of the tree, he blasts you, Corso, with radiant energy that erupts from his hands. for 15 points of damage if you can't make a dex test to not take that damage. So
We got a wizard here.
Out of the way.
I do.
Yeah, okay.
Step out of the way.
All right, well, the blast goes harmlessly past you and hits the building. Good thing that was already burning, says Fallout. And Marm has not gone yet, but that did not stop Quiver from her distant perch from firing one of her arrows at you. Make a dexterity test to not get hit by this incoming arrow, wee little Marm, as you swing there.
Rolled a 9.
Okay, it goes right past you, and when it hits the wall behind you, it like bursts into this really sticky slime too. You think it might be an arrow that was meant to like entrap you or something. So you've missed that. You see Quiver shake her head in disappointment from her distance perch, and Factor does nothing at the moment other than rush over to the below where you are in anticipation of you falling or having to come down, Marm. And when I say Factor, I mean all 4 of him at the moment. And now it is Marm's turn. We're almost at the end of this round. Marm will end up this round.
Marm is familiar with this mirror image spell and knows that these duplicates are just fake. So he's going to aim at the one he's pretty sure is the one real Factor down there right below him.
Okay.
And put all 10 of his shots from the shotgun into
all right.
that. He rolls 13 to hit, which will succeed. And for damage, we're going to get a 25.
25, that's great. And I will apply it to Factor if, in fact, you hit Factor. Make a very quick intelligence test for me. See if you know which Factor was Factor.
Not sure.
Okay, well, you're not sure, so I'm going to randomly determine which guy you hit. And you hit guy number 3, who is not Factor. But, nevertheless, that one is instantly destroyed. There's only 3 Factors sitting there now.
I don't know if the shotgun pushes him while he's swinging here at all.
I think that's great. Yeah, I think it would. It would continue. He would at least spin out a little bit, right? He's a little guy, too. I mean, Marm doesn't weigh very much. I mean, the shotgun is a pretty big weapon for him. So, yeah, he's swinging around up there. And that's his turn. And now we're on a new round. And Corso suddenly, you find yourself reverting to normal size.
Oh.
And Farin, what do? You're still locked in combat with our Dr. Kane, who you have wounded badly.
Well, he did say, after she hit him, he's like, "Oh, I know you didn't mean to do that," or whatever.
Yeah.
So she's going to hesitate briefly and say, "Yes, well, I certainly did not want to do that, but it seemed as though you were going to attempt to fight with us."
You'll have to stand down and go under arrest. Ooh.
Oh, that doesn't sound fun at all.
I'm afraid that's what must be done at this juncture. Then we'll get you the help you need. Ooh. We can't have you blowing up bank buildings. Ooh.
I'm afraid we didn't blow up the bank building at all. We got transported here against our will by someone called Bane.
Bane, oh. Now, meanwhile, what are you doing, Corso?
I'm going to say, all right, wizards. I see you know your magic well. I know my magic well, too. And in fact, I'm going to cast Dispel Magic and then take care of this for everyone. I, of course, know that this is not magic at all, but he does not know that. So, I'm going to cast Dispel Magic, and I know that it will do nothing.
Yeah, but at least it'll let you know that
that it's not magic.
You cast a spell, but nevertheless, the energy still crackles from Dr. Kane's cane, and there's still multiple factors. We're starting to swarm up the pole to grab Marm.
What?
And
Impossible.
And Fallout shakes his head sadly. He goes, "We're no wizards. We're superheroes."
Oh, super. Well, I guess we've been called supervillains. You're superheroes, huh? Well, back in my day, we were called heroes. I don't know what changed.
Heroes don't blow up banks and stomp on cops.
Well, okay, technically, I stomped on a cop car. I'm guessing that's what it's called, car. I heard that earlier. And, but the bank thing, that wasn't us. I mean, at least not on purpose.
Sure looks that way. "Come on, guy, get down here there," says Factor to you. "Climb on down and give yourselves up. Let's go. Don't make us climb up there and get you."
Well, you know what Marm does when he's above other people who are taunting him and stuff, right?
Well, let's see.
Yeah, he's gonna whip it out and pee on him.
And she's still kind of swinging around too, right? And got a little spin. So, yeah, Factor. And with a sound of disgust, he was leaping out of the way.
We call that the sprinkler.
The sprinkler. Yeah. Don't do the sprinkler on us. And Factor tries to get out of the way, but it's inevitable that Factor gets pissed on a little bit by Marm. Dr. Kane says, "No, listen now. Give yourselves up and come with us, and we'll get you the help you need." "That's right. Give up. You can't fight against us forever. If you're heroes, act like it."
Do you guys like pie?
"Get down here, you little shit," says Factor.
If you guys have pie, I'll come down.
"Oh, we get you all the pie you want, little fellow. Just come on down. Come down and get here with your mommy." He thinks fine. Yeah, he's like,
Did he call me Marmy?
You said you're gonna...
Marm will go ahead and slowly slide down cautiously.
You said you were gonna help us. How exactly are you going to help us?
first of all, I'm going to have to ask you to go ahead and stand down. No more waving that thing around. Yes, just we'll talk. We'll talk first there, just now. But technically speaking, we must place you under arrest as part of our contract with the city. Ooh. Whether charges are filed remains to be seen. You should know I'm recording everything at all times. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm recording everything too. I'm memorizing it, recording it in my brain. Because, you know, I'm a courtier of the Queen. You're dealing with Queen Farin and Nicholas Corso. I have a reputation.
Never heard of you. Oh, Queen? Ooh. I don't believe I am aware of any such realm where a Queen Farin rules. Ooh. Perhaps they're delusional, or perhaps something different. Fallout, she mentioned Bane. Bane. Yes. Ooh.
Yeah, Lord Bane.
Oh, Lord Bane. Brendan Bane.
Well, Brendan Bane. Yeah, I think that's the guy.
Meanwhile, on TV from the distance, you know, with the helicopter camera, they're like, the enforcers seem to have stopped fighting with the villains. They seem to be having a conversation. We'll get more as we can. And now there's this tense expectation all around. And, listen, no more of this nonsense. Come back with us. Come back with us to our headquarters. We'll talk this out.
I'm okay with talking, I think. I'm a little winded, actually, so...
Is that like a castle or something?
Yeah, it's like a castle, but it's underwater. Yeah, it's underwater, says Factor. You'll love it.
Cool! I want to see it.
Well, you'll see it.
Well, Farin, what do you think? we should go talk it out in their underwater castle? Or
That's better than fighting it out on the streets.
Yeah, my wrist is getting a little sore. From waving, of course. Just from waving. And I just wanted to mention, I told my my party members here earlier, but I'm telling you guys now, it's very cold here. Not like where I'm from. All right, so shrinkage does happen. It's normal for everyone.
All three of the remaining factors, like, I know, we know. And but the enforcer of free, what was the name of the enforcer of leisure, as the flying limo lands. What happened is Dr. Kane at this point detaches himself from you guys and is talking calmly and quietly to a very angry, police captain. I mean, there's been a decapitated police officer, and yada yada yada. He seems to be making placating noises to him, and then fall out once you guys are all in. Yeah, we're gonna have to. That one's gonna come back to haunt you, I think. I'm afraid. That's at least manslaughter, accidental death. You can say they shot first all you want. You know how that works. So,
well, if we get back to our own world, there's no extradition treaty problem.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
Man, I am so hungry. What's that you got there?
oh, this? It's a Pattifex Maximus from Burger Pope.
Wow, that looks really good, but I'm not Catholic or even religious.
You don't need to be. Everyone can enjoy Burger Pope. Here, try it.
Oh my God, that was divine. I'm converted.
Not yet. You need to be baptized first. I got you covered.
What do you mean?
This is an extra large carbonated holy water.
That's great.
And then Dr. Kane joins you in the Enforcer of Leisure as it rises up above the scene of the melee, and emergency vehicles finally get in there, and cops are angrily storming around down below. I have this theory about you seem to be claiming to be from another world, a parallel universe.
Yeah, another world. Gonen's world.
Yeah, I don't know if it's really parallel. It might be a little bit better because I think we had better pies there. I haven't seen any pies here yet. You said you had pies, and I don't know if we're going to have pies where we're going or what.
Would you just shut the fuck up, Sis Factor? I'll make you a fucking pie when we get back. All right? No.
Yeah. It's actually this guy's fault we're here. Marm.
Oh.
Yeah.
It does not surprise me, Sis Factor.
I wouldn't say it's my fault. I mean, partially responsible, but if you hadn't been where you were at, you wouldn't have been here when you were here, so it's kind of your fault for being where you were when it happened.
Well, he does have a point.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a point there, actually. Hate to say so. It's just Fallout. Meanwhile, you guys go zipping out over Pinnacle Park and over Lake Inferior, and suddenly the flying limousine you're in just plunges down into the water. Fires up some big lights, and there's a great dome under the water after a bit, and you go in through a sort of a lock, like a garage type lock, and there you find yourselves quickly in a great big round room with a round table in the middle and lots of screens and monitors. There's a huge interactive map of the city on the wall, and you all sit down. One of the factors, not the main factor, is sent into the kitchen to make a pie, and Not all the enforcers are here at the moment, so it's just us. You're lucky you talked to us. We got some colleagues who are a little more hot-headed.
Is that cutie with the bow single?
Actually, she's an independent businesswoman and she travels alone a lot. And you can ask her. You can ask her when she gets here. She's really not quite up to the level of the rest of us, but she's got some great trick arrows. And I will say the Quiver is a character of our good friend Nate, who has been on our podcast at least once, maybe twice, playing Shadow of the Demon Lord with us. Yeah. So, so tell us about this Gonen's world you come from, says Dr. Kane.
Yeah.
Well, what would you like to know about it?
Well, you say it's another world entirely. How did you get here, then? Well, you mentioned Lord Bane. Yeah, this Lord Bane bothers me. I don't like that. We know a Brendan Bane, sort of a industrial magnate. Some people might call him a villain, but never been able to prove anything on him.
Yeah, he did say that he was from another world, and he was sucking up our world to fuel his world, which I'm assuming is this world. And so we went, he took over this place called Blackpool, and we went to face him in his castle. And it all went bad, and the next thing we know, we were here in this strange place. And that's it.
Well, there's the theory I have. It's in fact, there's great evidence to suggest that space is actually 8-dimensional. Many worlds could exist within it. Some would share the same quanta or level. You understand? What you might think of as the Cape City universe and the Gonen's world universe must share the same quanta. If travel between them is possible. Theoretically, it should be so in worlds in the same quanta or adjacent quanta. Bane, or his technicians, may have figured out some way to make a quantum link between two of the worlds, obviously, to the great detriment of Gonen's world. You say he's using your world to fuel ours. He could be after free power. The ultimate dream of every supervillain, free power, says Fallout.
Yes, in our world we have this rather precious commodity. Well, I say precious. It's rather widespread, but it's called gaxium, and we use it as fuel for everything from airships to
Guns,
ground cars, and yes, weapons and all sorts of things.
Oh my! Perhaps Bane is after this alternate power source.
Yes, I believe he said he was harvesting it and bringing it here.
I don't like the sound of that. Yeah, well, Factor says Bane's a big enough problem in this world. We really need him being a problem in other worlds too. If this is even true, this whole theory, these guys could just be crazy. Especially that one, says, pointing at Marm. Meanwhile, pie is served. Pie is served with some warm, warm apple pie with a little ice cream on top.
If you have any portraits of this Bane, could point them out.
Oh, yes, here. Computer, show file photo, Brendan Bane. And you've seen him, you recognize him. He pops right up on that great big huge monitor over the table.
It's a very lifelike portrait. Yeah, that's the guy.
Oh, yes, that's our latest file photo.
Damn handsome man.
Damn handsome man. No, he's all right. It's just Fallout. I seem better, says Factor. In a mirror. And, yeah.
All the factors nod, yeah.
Yeah, all the factors nod, yeah. However, he seems to have... You say he brought you through and it was the little fellow here's fault. I assume he came through some kind of gate or contraption?
Yeah, some kind of machine. They had, up in his castle, he had a hand on his lever, and just a hook shot that went wide, knocked his hand off. Well, startled him, and then he let go of the handle. Then everything started to swirl, and we were sucked through to this world.
Ooh, there must be a corresponding machine somewhere in Bane Tower, the laboratories, which I believe are below the level of the surface. Although information about the interior of Bane Tower is difficult to come by. Ooh. See, unfortunately, we can't just act against Bane just because, you say so, or that we might want to. We know Bane.
Why? Can nobody get in there and just wander around?
Well, I imagine somebody could. I imagine you could, if anyone could. And I think Inspector Spectre's been in there once or twice, and a few others have infiltrated it. But he's got good security. He's got shepherd units, which I guess you might call a golem of sorts. Robot. Yeah, it's a robot.
Paco golems.
Well, not as sophisticated as myself, of course, but yes, he has achieved some technology. Of course, his shepherd units are at least partially biological. Ooh. At least partially. However, getting into Bane Tower would not be easy at all. Ooh, there's motion detectors and cameras everywhere. However, I might be able to work up a little something for you. I might be able to work up a digital wave reflector that you could wear on a belt or something. Ooh, it wouldn't bend light necessarily, but it would bend a digital signal created by light and render the wearer invisible to cameras and motion detectors. Ooh. It would take me some time to get that together, though. Ooh.
That sounds pretty neat. Can I help?
No. I don't think that would be a good idea. I could just see you getting into mischief in my laboratory. Ooh. But until we can get... It'll take me several hours to get that together. You should go shopping and find some clothes or something, and we can get you back to Cape City. But listen, hey, be careful there, and don't especially the lady here, needs to wear a ball cap and some glasses or something. After all, you guys have fought against cops. We're gonna defer that attention for as long as we can. And hopefully, you'll get back to your own world before it becomes a problem. Although, technically speaking, Factor says, if they're not from our world, they shouldn't be subject to our world's laws. That argument could be made in court, yes. No, but realistically, the cops see these guys and recognize them. They're gonna find a reason. You kill one of Cape City's finest, you're gonna pay the price. So be careful while you're out there. But
So you're just gonna let us go?
Well, we know that you can't get back without our help, so we trust you to return. If you're truly heroes, then we don't fear for Cape City.
It's true. We just want to get back to Gonen's world. I'm not a fan of this place so far.
No, it's a beautiful world. You just didn't catch it on a good day.
Anything good about this place that I should know about?
Well, if you're looking for clothes, probably the Kuchwa Hills Mall is a good place to start. That one's nice. It's a nice place.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mind covering up myself a little. I mean, it's been fun, but as I said, it's a little chilly.
Is Corso still naked, by the way, or so they haven't given him any, even just like a robe or something?
I was just about to say that you can't go to the Kuchwa Hills Mall naked. Ooh, I believe this might fit. And he took out one of his old lab jackets, and so you can wear a white lab jacket until you can get some proper clothes.
Now he looks like a flasher. Yeah, I guess this'll do. I mean, it's loose, nice and loose. I like that. It's kind of what I normally wear, which is loose robes. I've got a little bit of a gut.
Well, listen, Fallout will take you back to Cape City, and we'll give you some pocket money from petty cash. I believe we have some left in petty cash, don't we? Yeah, I paid that back. I told you, says Factor. Oh, yeah, very, very good. But you must be back at the castle there on the hill. He pulls up on the map, and it's an old French castle, Castel de Croissant. That's the closest point on land to us. You get there, and he gives you this little. It's kind of like in a restaurant when they give you you thing that'll shake when your order's ready or whatever.
Pager.
Yeah, a little pager, and he hands it. Just go to the castle when you're done, and pages, and we'll come back and get you. Fallout, would you mind transporting them to the city? You might as well see what you can see while you're here.
Hey, Factor, is it? You ever, since you got, multiples of yourself, you ever a little fun, with yourself?
Okay, first of all, the Cape City Tattler had that story all wrong when it came out, okay? That video footage was digitally altered. It was a prank against me. I would never do such a thing. What are you talking about? Even though I am pretty handsome, aren't we? And the rest of them all nod.
All right.
Yeah. Factor was always suspected of, making love to himself.
Yeah. I couldn't resist.
Sex with himself. Yeah. We can't resist a little dig in that direction. But, yeah.
There's the fountain, too, right? Of the Factors running in the circle with their arms out.
That's right. In one, Cape City universe, Factor actually died. And there's a memorial fountain to him that I believe with the fountain, there's like all of them facing inward with the fountain rising up from the middle. It was like a massive circle jerk. But yeah. But in this, this Cape City universe, he's still very much alive. Either hasn't died yet, or this is a parallel universe. Parallel universes can be created when you mess around with opening gates and creating quantum links between dimensions. It can be bad. So, disregarding all prudence, the enforcers are going to let you guys explore Cape City for a while Dr. Kane builds your digital wave reflector that will allow you to get at least into Bane Tower without setting off motion detectors and alarms. He's going to go create his gadget, and you guys can go visit Cape City. You're let out.
Before we leave, Marm would like to make sure there wasn't any leftover pie.
Oh, well, there was, so you had to eat 3 more pieces.
Yeah. Easy.
Yeah. And as you guys are leaving, Quiver, who's kind of standoffish, doesn't talk much, is arriving. And she walks in and kind of ignores you guys, but as you're leaving, you can hear her back in the... Where's the rest of the fucking pie? Quiver says.
Hey, girl, you want to actually quiver? I say that as I'm leaving.
She, never speak to me again, she says. And she looks down at your shriveled cold member. I've seen your shriveled cold member, buddy. Never.
It's just my wand of wonder down under.
Not in a million years. There's not enough beer in the world, okay? Thank you. All right. She's immune to Corso's charms, unlike so many. But she did not catch you at your best the very first time you saw her. So I guess we're going to have to go get you some clothes. So
yeah, I'm going to say that we did say I had the robe on, but I didn't, close the robe yet.
Okay.
So now I will.
Okay.
At Bane Industries, we believe that business can be a powerful force for good. That's why we're committed to making a positive impact on the Cape City community and the world. As a responsible corporate citizen, we're dedicated to reducing our environmental footprint, promoting diversity and inclusion, and supporting the causes that matter most to our customers and our employees. From sustainable manufacturing practices to philanthropic partnerships, we're working tirelessly to make a difference. Our goal is to not only deliver exceptional products and services, but also to leave a lasting legacy of kindness, compassion, and respect for the planet and its people. I'm Brendan Bane. Join me on this journey to a brighter, sustainable future. Together, let's make a difference that lasts forever. Bane Industries, building a better world, one step at a time.
Well, then Fallout takes you to Forester of Leisure and drops you off at the Kuchua Hills Mall, which is a suburb south of Cape City, kind of a high-end suburb. So the mall is a very, very fine mall. It's got multiple levels, all under the same ceilings, all kinds of stores there. And it's, I would say, not a lot in Gonen's world that replicates a shopping mall for sure. Although, you still haven't seen anything that beats the wonders of a place like High Seat. In some ways, this world seems more in advance of your own, but in some ways, it seems much less magical and whimsical.
Yeah.
This is a harder reality here somehow.
I see a lot of machines, but I don't see a lot of magic. And they don't even have Gaxium here. They can't be too advanced.
I suppose they do have Gaxium somewhere, wherever Bane is hiding it.
Yeah, hoarding Gaxium by Bane.
Their pie is very good.
Yeah, I didn't get a piece of that pie. I'm kind of hungry after our little, teleport. Might get a bite to eat. Maybe I should get some clothes first, though.
Yeah, I might want to get some clothes first. Here, they're at the mall. And so there's all kinds of clothing stores here, but the very first one that you see, in fact, Corso's drawn to, some good-looking women that seem to be standing in the window. You realize as you get closer, they're mannequins, but there's a store called Hot Topic. Would you like to try that? You guys are all dressed weird enough, that people are kind of staring at you a little bit anyway. But you're not like panicking. I mean, we all see people who are dressed eccentrically from time to time. But you don't have anyone recognizing you from the newscast or anything like that yet. But you walk into the Hot Topic and there's some music playing.
Hot Topic. Well, let's have a look here. Yeah.
There's all kinds of clothes.
Wow,
What
these
kind of
are... Wow. I see some fishnet shirts.
Fishnet shirts, yeah.
Yeah, that's nice and loose, like those. Something called shorts. I don't know what the hell shorts are. I don't think I like the look of those. But at least get a fishnet. It's nice. I like how it's a midriff. It's just lets the belly out.
Yeah, they got the little 3-pronged mirror in here.
Whoa, yeah. These mirrors are nice and clear, too, here.
Does anyone else want to pick up some more appropriate clothing?
Is there any elevator boots, like lifter boots?
I think there'd almost have to be, platform boots.
Yeah.
Platform boots, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Totally.
Give you at least a few inches.
Yep.
They normally don't carry that in a kid's size, but I think you're lucky. They just have one left. And,
I like some of these real tight pants are called distressed pants, too. They got holes in them, but nice and tight. And so the fishnet and the pants. Probably should get a hat so I can go, incognito.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, good idea. We'll be unrecognizable in hats.
So for a while, you guys been in the store poking around, yada yada yada, and finally, though, the girl who was helping out at the counter, she must be a cross-dimensional girl who works in boutiques, because you've seen her before, but not in this universe. She goes, "Can I help you? You've been looking around for a while. My name is Becca. Can I help you?"
Well, we're in the we're looking for hats. Do you have any options for hats?
I mean, like a beanie or like a fedora. Like the hats over there, like over there, she says, pointing.
You've been a great help.
I try to be. And, Farin, are you wanting to change up your clothing here? Because Becca advises against it. She looks at you and goes, "Oh, except for you, you look badass. I love your outfit."
Yeah, I don't think she's interested in. I mean, she's just wearing this. I said leather earlier, but looking on the character sheet, it's actually rubber, which is almost better, probably.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It's like, but she would accessorize.
Yeah,
get like a metal studded choker and some like bracelets and
And let me recommend
goth it up a little.
Let me recommend some shades. You definitely did some shades, says Becca. You just go great with the outfit. Not mirror shades either, like deep black fly shades, right? Yeah, that's so cool. And, I don't know if you should get the fishnet. It shows your belly. You got some stretch marks in your belly. I could sell you a cream for that.
I got plenty of cream myself. Don't need any more.
Gross.
But, I don't know. I kind of like this. Like, I need something to let the belly hang loose, so I like this fishnet.
I have some stretchy pants. We have some stretchy pants over here.
Yeah, okay. Stretchy pants.
You probably need some pants. Because, everybody can tell you're not wearing anything under that flasher jacket.
Yeah. Well, I do like the fabric of these stretchy pants. It's nice. Yeah, but hats, what did you call this, a fedora?
Yeah, it's like some people wear it tilted to one side a little bit, right?
Yeah. I think I look pretty good in this.
Well, you guys are getting these things together, and you're paying for them, and suddenly there's this huge crash from outside the store, and echoing throughout the whole mall. And it says, "Oh my God," says Becca. And you guys can poke outside, and you see in the distance in the mall, the giant cookie place. It had a detached kiosk in the middle of the food court. It's just been smashed. "I don't eat big cookies anymore," says this huge loud voice. And this guy stands up. He must be 8 feet tall, bulky. "It's not a big enough cookie for me!" He's screaming. And so, "Oh my God, it's the Brute! The Brute! He's out again! The Brute is out again!" You don't know who the Brute is. But this guy starts screaming and yelling and tearing over, smashing tables. He kicks the piercing pagoda and it falls to the ground, and earrings and jewelry scatter everywhere. He rushes over to the merry-go-round and rips off one of the horses and throws it. And the little kid starts crying. And there's a kid holding some balloons, and he walks up and rips the balloons out of the kid's hand and lets them float up to the top of the mall, and the kid starts crying. And
it's that guy's problem.
I don't know. Do you guys want to interfere?
We can't let him keep smashing up the market.
Yeah, but the enforcers told us to keep a low profile.
Yeah, but you also have a memory of Fallout's voice saying, "Why don't you act like heroes? If you're heroes, why don't you act like it?"
I always keep a low profile.
Good one. I can't stay mad at you.
Now, you could fight the Brute. It was on one of his many, many, many either escapes or let out of prison for psychological reasons. But obviously, the Brute is a great big, very mean, sensitive supervillain from the Cape City universe. And you can stop the Brute on his rampage here in the mall, or you can decide that is a job for the so-called cops or the enforcers and go on your way. What would you like to do?
We don't want those.
I'm afraid it's going to hurt one of those kids.
Yeah, we don't want
You
those
very well might.
cops showing up again, so maybe we take this guy out quickly. We can, get on out of here before they show up. So I'm gonna partially keep a low profile by not using my wand. I don't want to cause too much chaos. I got some other tricks up my sleeve.
It's gross that you call it a wand. Says Becca.
Well, I don't know what else to call it, but Some people call it a rod, but now it's back to wand again.
Oh, wait a minute. I see you actually got an actual wand.
Oh, yeah.
I
Keep
think
it
you're
right
being
here
gross.
in my little holster.
I thought you were being gross again. Why would you wave a toy wand? What difference would that make? You can't be magic. Magic's not real. I want a cookie! It's just more smashing.
Oh, you want to see some magic, little girl? I'll show you some magic.
You're not magic. You're full of it. I dare you. I dare you to show me some magic.
Do you double dare me?
I triple dog dare you. I create a slight breach of etiquette, and I triple dog dare you to show me some magic, because I don't think you have it. I think you're a gross old guy.
Hey.
Fishnet, which is weird.
Is it?
I don't know why.
Pretty
I don't know
cool
you're
where I
trying
come from.
Your girlfriend is pretty cool here. Your daughter, or whatever she is. She's pretty cool. The little kid is cute. She again thinks Marm's a child. Of course, now you're like 6 inches taller, though. You're wearing the platform boots. Silver was all they came in.
Nice.
You look like
I wanted a fedora too.
Okay, well now you can pick up a fedora, and you've got your Paul Stanley boots, and yeah. So she's obviously just taunting you to
Yeah.
show
Well,
what you can do.
I am going to cast magic missile.
Okay.
Low profile.
Low profile.
Well, it's not the wand.
So you're casting this as the brute, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah. And so you guys are still pretty far away from him, and the magic missile certainly flies without error. And what's it do to the brute?
So it is 10d6.
To 1d, it'll be 10d6 damage.
Yes.
10d6 damage. 1d6 for each one of your levels. So,
And I've got my dice roller for this.
yeah. And magic missile zips across the mall and across the food court and over the ruins of the piercing pagoda and hits the brute.
For 32 damage.
Oh my, 32 damage. Ah, that stings! And he looks over in your direction. Oh, what we got here? Some new superheroes. I need superheroes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And also a midnight snack. And he charges in your direction.
Here we go.
So we should roll initiative.
I got a 5.
Okay.
Made it by 1 that time.
Did not fail, but didn't roll great this time.
Corso, what do? You have the initiative. I think you rolled the best.
Yeah. Well, that didn't take care of him. Maybe.
Well, it didn't knock him out. He said it stung.
Yeah. Maybe I'll give you another hit of that. I'm gonna send another missile.
Okay.
At you.
I think you did have more than one slot.
Oh yeah.
And here it comes.
And this time I got 42 damage.
Oh my. And, well, he topples at that, stumbles, shakes his head a little bit, gets back up, but he's real leery at this point. And people are screaming and running, but they're also starting to cheer that you're doing that. And let's see, what do you do, Marm? I believe you rolled next best.
Yeah, Marm is going to try and use his hook shot to make a trip line in front of the charging brute. Hopefully trip them up and make them fall. If I can position myself and shoot the hook shot across. And
that sounds great. Go ahead and make a 2-hit roll, and we'll consider success as him tripping.
Oh yeah, 12.
Well, he just goes flat down on his face and slides for a little bit across the ruins of the piercing pagoda, and he's lying there prone at the moment. What do you do, Farin?
How far away is he?
Well, he's nearby, so you could get to him with a movement.
Yeah, well, she will move and swing her Vorpal sword at him, and that's going to hit for 39.
Now the Brute is completely out of action. He's we'll see what happens to him. Oh, he is badly, badly maimed. Forever now his strength is going to be permanently reduced by 2. And he's also completely out of it, knocked out, lying on the floor. And now you can hear mall security's like rushing up at this point. And we've called star squads. Look at the Brute. Hey, who are you guys? Another woman rushes up with a tape recorder. She pulls it out. Just wait a minute. Tracy Takakawa. I was Cave City Comet. I was just here. I was actually just getting my nails done. But, are you guys new superheroes? Who are you? What's happened? You've just taken out the Brute. Who are you?
Oh, no, we're just normal law-abiding citizens.
Well, of course, that's what a hero would say.
Yeah, but we are superheroes. Just between you and I.
Yes. Well, off the record, I think we are called the Enforcers of Fashion.
Forces of Fashion. Okay. All right. Forces of Fashion. Well, I guess
See
so.
The fishnets and the silver boots.
Yes, the silver boots, the fedoras are a nice touch. Okay, that's weird. So, how did you get your powers? She says to you, Corso.
I've trained, I started studying the mathemagics and learned sorcery. And then I got my trusty Wand of Wonder here.
Wand of Wonder? What's that? Give me a demonstration.
Oh, you don't want that. Trust me, honey.
No? He can't do it. Says Becca. He's wandered up.
Oh, Becca, haven't I showed you enough already?
He can like to make some flashy things with his hands. He was talking about this wand, but he never uses it.
Becca.
Tracy Tucker goes, what exactly does a Wand of Wonder do?
Oh, well, you know how to get my goat. Well, you want a demonstration, ladies?
Sure, let's see a demonstration. Tracy Takagawa gets under the camera.
Right. Well, as long as it's just here in this isolated building with nobody else watching, I'm sure it'll be okay.
There's plenty of people watching, but not like this whole city.
But just here in this building.
So they're going to watch you not do anything. Okay. Says Becca.
So, yeah.
It's so funny if you rolled a 1. That wouldn't work.
Okay. Yeah, I got to roll for that.
Yeah.
2.
Oh, that's too bad. Okay, so roll percentiles.
93.
93. And, a 20-foot radius around you, everything just bursts into green flame. And everyone within it takes 7 points of damage, including you guys, and Becca and Tracy Tucker.
I'm on fire. I'm on fire.
Yeah, and everybody obviously, I think, like, rolls out of it, right? They're not going to stand there and get burned over and over. But yeah, there's this, like, 20-foot radius green flame that just keeps burning and burning and burning and burning, and it doesn't spread. But it burns and just keeps on burning.
It burns.
Oh, I can't believe it did that. Oh.
Hey, it wasn't plants this time.
Yeah. It was green, but it wasn't plants.
It's not the kind of demonstration I was asking for. This is Tracy Tucker. Do you even know what that thing does?
No, that's part of the fun.
Hey, wait a minute. Aren't you the guys Aren't you the guys who allegedly blew up the bank and decapitated a cop?
No.
Completely unrelated.
Yeah, I think that is related. I think I better go make a phone call.
I think you better not do that. I'm going to cast Charm.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, so let me make sure.
She'll obey a simple command or perform a simple action.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't get a save or anything. Doesn't say. Oh no, maybe I won't go do that.
Yeah, that's a better idea.
Right. But I know you're those guys. You're the guy that made the tree grow and then killed all the other trees. You killed all the other trees, so your tree could be special. Is that what you did?
Yeah, that's what I did.
So you guys now are in this mall situation with the 20-foot white pillar of flame. You've wounded a couple people. Mall security is obviously rushing over here at this point. Do you want to stick around here at the mall now that you've got your new outfits, or would you like to take this opportunity to get the heck out of there?
I think
Let's hit the bricks.
Yeah,
We
hit
should,
the bricks.
And then we were supposed to meet at some castle or something, but I think we should stop and get a bite to eat before that. No rush.
Okay. Well, yeah. You guys take off out of there, though, just as security's rushing up. And you can hear some actual, real police sirens. And they probably will eventually put two and two together once they get witness reports. But you got a couple hours of leeway here, probably.
Say hello to Chubby Joe's, the place you wanna go. For short and fat hot dogs that make your taste buds glow. Oh yeah. Creamy filling, bursting, it's a flavor like no other. Chubby Joe's will satisfy your hunger. Chubby Joe's will satisfy your hunger. Chubby Joe's, oh yeah, you know it's so divine. Short and fat with creamy filling, it's a taste that's so fine. Chubby Joe's, the best hot dogs in town. Come on over, you won't want these beauties down.
Oh, yellow cab pulls. There's actually a couple yellow cabs waiting outside. Hey, where you want to go, buddy?
You know any good places to get something to eat around here?
Oh, I know my favorite restaurant, but it might not be yours. I don't know. I really love Burger Pope. That Archbishop with cheese always hits a spot. But really, what I need, when I really need it, is Chubby Joe's. That's my favorite restaurant, of course.
Oh, Chubby. I think I saw a sign for that earlier, but
Yeah, it's hot dogs with the creamy loads.
I think there was one next to the bank.
Did you say they serve dogs?
Well, no, not real dogs, like a hot dog. Where are you from anyway? I guess you don't. You sound like you're from England, maybe, sort of. They don't have hot dogs in England. I guess you call them something else. I don't know. But yeah, hot dogs. Use all beef. Well, we don't know that. All we know is that they are legally classified as food. Aficionados will know that.
and I can guarantee you they do not use all beef.
I don't know what it is, but it's a great one. What do you say? I'll swing it by the Chubby Joe's there by the bank that blew up.
Is there any other locations, maybe a little further? We don't want to get in any.
Well, usually people like to go down to the Midtown Chubby Joe's. It's where you get the real ambiance and the history. But they do have the new Kuchwa Hills Drive-In Chubby Joe's. If you'd like to, I can swing you that way too. It's all the same to me.
Is there locations sort of in the vicinity of this Castile?
Oh no, you want to go to Castile? I'll take you all the way. I'll have to take you up to the Mackin Heights Chubby Joe's. You want to go there?
Yeah.
That's all right. Bigger fare. Get on in. Come on. All right.
All right.
Mackin Heights? I'm kind of afraid of heights.
No, it's just a name, little guy. Get on in. Well, you guys going to a rave tonight or something? He says as he pulls out into traffic and gets on the highway and goes back into. He's got to drive through Cape City proper, so you guys have got a great view of it, And not that you haven't already, I guess, flying around in the Enforcer of Leisure. You going to a rave tonight or something?
A rave?
Yeah, rave. You going to a party? You guys all dressed up?
We'd love to go to a party. Do you know where one is?
Oh, I don't do rave myself. But, every now and then they'll rent out some building in the Agutter district. to have a little bit of an underground party. I don't know, maybe you'll just, with the whole, silver boots and the half shirt there, I just wonder. But hey, everybody dresses however they like. Me, I like flannel shirts. That's me.
I mean, I do like to party. I partied a lot in my younger days, and I don't get to go to... the parties that I go to are like these stuffy balls and stuff up in High Seat, which you don't know where that is, but it's a fancy place. There's these soirees that, no offense, Farin, but those parties are pretty lame, You remember the debauchery that I used to get into back in the day? Those were some parties. And
yes. Well...
Yeah, I think they wrote a couple instruction manuals after those parties you had.
Like how to be cool.
And how to prevent venereal disease.
Yeah, gotta watch out for those pesky venereal diseases.
That's what the 40 gallons of vinegar was for.
Yeah, there's treatment, anyways, party, I don't know. I mean, we're trying to get back to where we came from, but, and we got a meeting with some dorks, really. Kind of dorky guys. One cutie, but, I don't know. I kind of want to go to a party.
Just wondering. I'm not driving to the Agata district. No time of day. Not even, especially not at night. But
it's a bad part of town.
Yeah, look out your right window, right there. Look at that, and it's just absolute filthy part of town. It's next to a old canal, and it's like filth and steam.
Looks like South High Seat to me.
Doesn't look too bad.
Yeah. Well, you definitely. I've been driving this cab here in Cape City for 20 years. I'll tell you, not going to the Agata district at night. That's for sure. Yeah. Of course, it ain't quite night yet, but I'm not getting off on this exit here. It'll take me forever to get back up here. All right. Okay, cruising through Midtown now on our way to Mackin Heights, and he cruises past. There's the Chubby Chode you should have gone to right there, and passes by. But obviously, you want to stay away from there. There's still police tape up and forensics vans and all that. You go up into Mackin Heights, which is there's a lot of loft apartments. It's a really, really old French settled parts that has the castle. It's the old French castle. It's out on a hill. It's now like a historical site in a park. And it kind of is on this little peninsula that juts out into Lake Inferior. And pulls up to a Chubby Chode's. It's situated on a corner. And it has, two glass sides. And you see the neon hot dog. And you walk inside. There's a counter, and there's some tables, and there's a framed picture of Chubby Charles Chode Sr. on the wall with the dates of his life. And, yeah, the late lamented Chubby Charles Chode Sr. And welcome to Chubby Chode, sit anywhere you like, says a blonde waitress.
Well,
really?
You can sit anywhere you like, and there's quite a few people in here.
You can sit anywhere you like, too. You know what I mean?
All right. That's enough of that now.
Sit on my face if you want.
That's enough of that. Now I'll have you march right back out of here.
You're the one serving little dicks for dinner.
All right. You know what? I don't have to take that anymore. You know what? I'm gonna write a review on you. A customer review.
Customer review. Okay.
Yeah. Is there a problem here? Manager walks up. Is there some kind of a problem here?
No. I'm just going to order a big bag of dicks. Thank you.
All right. You think it's the first dick joke we haven't heard in here? Listen, this is a family establishment. I don't have to ask you to keep your conversation to a minimum. And, Dixie, you don't have to serve these people. I'll take care of them myself. Okay. Why don't you come over here and take this corner table far, far away from all the children? All right. And, hey, at least you're next to the Galaga machine in the back. So... It's probably the first game like that you've ever seen.
Whoa.
So, okay, what can I get you?
Well, what is this chili chimichanga chode?
Oh, that's one of our favorites. That's one of my favorites, too. Yeah, I'll hook you up with that. And that's exactly what it sounds like, of course. And of course, all our dogs are filled with cream, as you know, and they're not long and floppy. We're not floppy Franks here. It's just nice, short. It's ever since our original one, the Chub, we've gotten all kinds of ones. So I definitely recommend that one. And how can I get you, sir? He says to you, Corso.
Yeah, fine. I'll take a Chub, and
okay.
It says here you'll chubby size it though.
Oh yeah, we'll chubby size it. Yeah.
Chubby
You want,
size.
you want mac and cheese or sauerkraut on that?
We're in Mac and Heights. You might as well get mac and cheese.
Yeah,
Hey,
I don't
I
like
never
sour
thought of
stuff
that.
anyway. So
It's got to be a menu item. The Mac and Heights mac and cheese. Good idea. I'm going to write that down. Okay. And how about you, little fella? You want a kid's meal?
No, can I get the chili cheese chubby chonker chode?
Yeah. You want some, chode bites with that?
Yeah, and some mac and cheese.
Okay, and some mac and cheese.
And do you have any pie?
Yeah, we do have a pie. What kind of pie do we have? I'll check. I'll see what the pie of the day is. No, actually, they probably don't have, like, special pies made of chubby chodes, but they probably do have, like,
Well,
how McDonald's has the little, like, the
those
fully
types.
enclosed, comes in a little cardboard. Yeah. You want raspberry or banana?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, so soon enough, though, you guys are chowing down on some absolutely delicious chubby chodes, all legally classifiable as food. And you don't know if a Dixie spit in your food, of course, but you never know it. Okay.
Does that look like spit to you?
He probably would enjoy it if he did.
Right. Actually, maybe she sat on the hot dog before she served it.
the manager's like, "I warned you not to sit on those hot dogs before. One more violation and you're fired."
At least it's not at Rosie's Bottomless Cafe. The nation's only bottomless cafe.
If only Corso had learned about that.
Yes. Yeah. We do not want him there. Oh. Okay, so
I think he's absolutely going to just gorge himself in these chubby chodes.
Yeah. Okay, well, you should have gotten our all-you-can-eat. But never mind. We'll bring you another plate.
I'd be here for days.
I'm going to bring you the chub plate. I'm going to bring you the chub plate. It'll save you about $7.50 in the long run.
Could get some hot dog. What are they? Hot doggy bags to go.
Yeah, whatever you can't eat, we'll definitely put in a nice little to-go bag for you. A little hot doggy bag. Yeah. No problem. However, if you eat all that, though, in fact, if you're really hungry, we do have a very special menu item.
Oh.
The Big Load Chode.
Okay.
And he points to the menu. It's this, like, 4-foot long hot dog that, like, wraps around the plate in a spiral. And then comes on a special bun that's loaded with chili, sauerkraut, and mac and cheese. In fact, every menu item we have is mixed into the Big Load Chode. Did you
challenge?
You think you can eat it?
Accepted.
If you eat it, it's 25% off your entire ticket.
Challenge
Is
accepted.
it fully coated?
Okay.
I got these stretchy pants on for a reason.
Okay, so please make a Constitution roll to see if you can eat the Big Load Chode, which I just made up.
It's canon now.
Contains every menu item, all piled on top of a 4-foot long spiral hot dog.
And I'm going to say he also gets if he's able to eat all of it, he should also get his picture up.
Yeah,
like,
totally. Oh yeah.
I was thinking the exact same thing, and like it should have like a picture of him with like a big grin on his face and like his fucking mouth covered in like the cheesy cream from the inside. It looked like he had like a bit of a bukkake film or something.
Because you're so decadent, I think you should have you've had a history of debauchery and overdoing things and sensual pleasures, so you should probably get advantage on this Constitution test.
Definitely. Okay.
We want less than your Constitution.
I would roll twice and pick the best one.
The lowest one.
The lowest one, yeah. All right.
And under this picture of Corso, it says, "I took the big load."
Holy shit, I rolled a 1.
Oh, my God.
I swallowed
the big load.
Yeah. Swallowed the big load. Yeah, so the whole restaurant applauds, and they come over and they take your picture, and they give you the 25% off your your check.
Now I'm picturing that Monty Python skit.
I was just about to have a guy come up.
Mr. Creosote. Yeah.
You sure you can't handle just an after dinner mint?
Stuffed.
Fuck off, fuck fool.
Fuck, I'm feeling better now. Better get a bucket.
I have trodden in Monsieur's bucket. You sure you don't want a raspberry pie with that?
Well, where I come from, a raspberry pie is something completely different.
Okay. Well, that was 25% off of that. You got your picture on the wall here.
Yeah.
Yeah. What name should we put under that?
Nicholas Corso.
Nicholas Corso. Okay. All right. Well, great job, and congratulations once again on eating that, swallowing that big load. And so now that you've, now let's get to the point. Now you got your belly full, very full, in some cases, and the days you got your clothes purchased, and the day's getting on. So you guys want to head towards the old castle and call the enforcers and see if Dr. Kane's got that digital wave reflector finished.
Yeah, I think we might as well.
Okay. Well, it's actually just kind of a pleasant evening walk. And there's a lot of, again, older buildings that are converted into apartments up here and a few higher-end specialty shops. But eventually you go out into the park, and it's on this peninsula, as I say, that juts out into Lake Inferior. And the sun is setting in the west in this weird world called Wisconsin. And, of course, I don't know if we've explicitly stated to our listeners, Cape City is a fictional city that we made up, obviously, in Wisconsin on the shores of Lake Inferior, which is the smallest of all the Great Lakes, as you know.
Yeah.
And so, using your pager, very soon the enforcer of leisure reappears, and Fallout's driving it, but Dr. Kane's in there. So, I've completed the project here. This should work. I've tested them out. And he gives each of you what it seems like you should be able to affix this to a belt buckle, perhaps a brooch. And each of you has this small silver disc. You press this button, the red tab in the top. When you're ready to turn it on, there'll be some minor radiation, but it shouldn't bother you for just the wee amount of time you'll probably have it on. After a day or two, I'd worry. Definitely don't forget to turn it off. Anyway, in Bane Tower, this should get you past any of their electronic security. Although I do believe their robots will be able to see you, however, since they have at least partly biological. They're more cyborgs than robots, if that would make any sense to you. However, have you considered how you might get in to Bane Tower? The place is really well guarded. It's just Fallout.
Well, as we did with the Black Tower, Bane's other tower, Black Castle, we took a sort of a, not literally, but kind of a back door in.
Yeah, they got a loading dock, but I don't know about that. I mean, you got the vents in the top, and you got the sewer entrances. You probably have to make your own hole in the wall, but I guess that'd be a good way too. They get you into their lower levels at least. That's where we think their labs are.
Could you package us into a shipping crate labeled scientific equipment and drop us off at the loading dock?
I guess I don't know. That's a good idea, but I'm going to leave your tactics up to you. Imagine we could find a box if you thought that was a good idea.
I do love being shoved into boxes, but right now I think maybe a little too claustrophobic with these my belly poking out.
I wouldn't want to be in a box with you.
I don't know if it's the same in this world, but usually least guarded entrance in Gonen's world, anyway, is the sewer, because well, nobody wants to wade through shit to get into the secret lab.
I know there's some old bootlegger tunnels down there, and possibly some lairs of various supervillains, but I can take you right. Actually, we can take them right now, can't we, Dr. Kane? There's no reason why we can't do it right now. No reason at all. Ooh. Although I would love to pick their brains longer about the technology of their world, it's more important to stop Brendan Bane from whatever he's up to. Ooh. There's a massive drainage ditch right down by Army Island. And I believe this is actually like in one of our previous games. I think there's like a...
Yeah.
It's that same... And, right, it's like... Which one was that? Everyone...
It's everyone... Is John.
Yeah.
There was this... The punster was in that, and...
Yeah.
I remember that ditch.
Well, we go right back to that spot, and the Enforcer of Leisure just kind of hovers outside the drainage pipe. This, spewing stuff out into Lake Inferior. And, well, good luck, and hopefully you can get back to your own world. I don't know if all the worlds and all of the quanta in the 8-dimensional universe are ready to be mixing in with each other.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
I guess we will. Listen, we heard about what happened to the mole, and appreciate you taking care of the brute. Maybe you guys are heroes after all.
Maybe we are.
Chubby Choge has been a leader in the hot dog fast food industry for decades, and now we're bringing that same quality to an exciting new venture. Introducing Chode a la mode. A fine dining experience like no other, for those who love the taste of Chubby Chodes but want something a little fancier. Our restaurants employ only the top chefs in the world to create hot dog-themed cuisine for the sophisticated palate. Our menu items include dishes such as Furter Mignon and Beef Wienerton, and for drinks we offer Dog Perignon, Chateau Lafranc Rothschild, and many others. We await your reservations now at Chode a la mode. Bon appetit.
Well, with that, they open the door of the Enforcer of Leisure, and you guys can hop over into the drainage pipes, and Dr. Kane gives you some directions on the best way to get to it. Pretty soon, after much crawling around, you get to a place where there's a big collection cistern underground. Now, I know that you guys have some little lights or something on you. I'm sure lanterns, torches. If not, they gave you a flashlight. If you don't have something like that on your character sheets from 100 episodes ago. But there's a place where all the water collects in a cistern, and you have to basically wade through it. I mean, there's nothing for it, so you're about like waist deep in water as you're walking through this portion. And suddenly there's a little bubble underwater, and another little bubble, and then a fin not unlike that of a shark you see swirling about, and it's splashing up out of the water. It is a thing that looks much like a shark and much like a crocodile. It is indeed a sharkadile, and you guys need to roll initiative.
We must be in the right place. I'd like to suggest, though, that the only reason Marm's head is above water is the boots he got.
Oh, that's right. That's right, yeah. I think that's a very good observation. Very good. Otherwise, he'd have to be riding on somebody's shoulders. Okay.
Oh,
not
shit.
Make it. Oh, no. Farin will be a little slow.
I also rolled a natural 20.
Okay. Well,
I rolled a natural 19, so...
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Marm, you got the drop on everybody, including the sharkadile, which is leaping up out of the water. You know, what do you do?
Yeah, I think I'm going to take this shotgun I've got and put it right up under his chin and pull the trigger.
All right, boom! And so you can go ahead and roll as much of your damage as you wish.
But apparently the shotgun got dragged in the water and I missed.
Oh, you missed. See, once again, I almost made you not roll to hit. And you missed. Yeah, got dragged in the water and...
deafening boom.
So the sharkadile now is going to attempt to swallow you whole because you're little. So make a dexterity roll to not get swallowed as it opens its huge jaws.
Oh, made it by 2.
Oh, you barely touch it away, and it just snap closed, and its fetid breath gets on you. And then, Farin, what do you do?
Go after the Sharkadile. Well, he did go, didn't he? Oh, did he go?
Yeah, he just tried to bite Marm.
To eat Marm. She's going to swing, and there's just one, right?
That you can see right now, yes.
Yes. Well, she roll. Vorpal sword it. And that is going to be a strength roll, which she barely makes with a 14. And she's going to roll. It's just the one, so she's going to roll all 10. And I'm doing math. Well, no, she won't because she rolled 3 8s, so she slices its head right the hell off.
And and suddenly 2 more Sharkadiles come up and eat that one. Now, do you want to get out of here while they're eating that one, or do you want to stay and fight all of them?
Are they blocking our way, or
not particularly?
Yeah, okay.
You don't have to stay and fight them unless you just want to fight Sharkadiles.
Well, back in Gonen's world, we had these little babies in the sewers with the little clothes hangers sticking out of their heads, and now, did we have Sharkadiles in Gonen's world? I don't know. It's been a long time since I've adventured.
Yeah, there are Sharkadiles in Gonen's world. It's a creature that exists in more than one place.
Maybe they came here the same way we came here.
Maybe they.
I don't like leaving them behind us. I think we should clean up.
Yeah, these things could reach up and inside of somebody's, on the toilet, and then reach up and bite their ass off or something. We should take care of them now.
Okay. And so it's top of that round. Marm, what do you do?
I didn't actually go, but...
Oh, yeah, it's the end of the round. What do you do, Corso?
Okay, well, I might as well use this bastard sword since I've been carrying it around everywhere.
Yeah.
And I will roll to hit. And I do.
Oh, that's good.
And we just use our attack damage for that?
Yep. It doesn't matter what weapon you're using. It's damages by class.
Okay, that would be a 10d4, and that'll be 25 damage.
25 damage to that first the 2 remaining Sharkadiles. And now, Marm, what do you do? Oh, you're muted.
Sweet bliss while he's muted.
Angry whirlwind, spinning a short sword around, dividing equally between the 2 of them.
Oh, okay, nice.
9's gonna hit.
Yes, it does.
And let me roll damage. D6. Roll. Okay, the first one's gonna be 18, and the second one's gonna be 15.
No, the one that was already wounded by Corso, it is out of action. It sinks back down into the water amidst a pool of Sharkadilian blood, and the other one is grievously wounded. And its turn, however, and it turns and tries to bite Corso since he's a much bigger mouthful. And Corso, make a dexterity. You're in melee now, so make a strength roll to not get hit and not get bit by the Sharkadile. So less than your strength.
I got it.
All right, and you would not get bit. And now it is Farin's turn. No, yes, Farin, it is your turn. What do? You still have one wounded Sharkadile left here.
Well, might as well. Oh, she misses with an 18.
Oh no! Sometimes that happens. And then Corso, can you finish off this last Sharkadile?
I hit for 31 damage with my bastard sword.
And that is enough because you guys done a total of 46 points of damage to that Sharkadile, and it only has 45 HP. And it is now dead. So,
After a while, Sharkadile.
Now you have to wade through a, cistern full of Sharkadile guts and blood to get out. But eventually you make your way to a juncture that is right under downtown, right under Bane Tower. But again, remember they said you might have to make your own hole. You're relatively certain that the brick wall next to you would lead into the sub-levels of Bane Tower, at least according to the information that Dr. Kane shared with you. But, as I said, how on earth would you make your own hole here? Yes, Marm?
Marm would at least like to take a few minutes to poke around and prod around and see if there's not a loose brick or a secret entrance or something, or a hidden door that he could find.
That is a great idea, and you do spend a good long time make sure that you're absolutely confident. And after a good 10-15 minutes of searching, there's nothing like that here. Secret doors may abound in castles in Gonen's world, and yet in the basements of corporate towers, at least where they meet the sewers, they're apparently not to be found.
Yeah, I'm good at
Terrible architect here.
I'm good at finding holes, but not necessarily making new holes. I do have Dimension Door, but that's something completely different. Maybe that'll come in handy later, but... I still have one more magic missile I could cast.
That's true. Well, the Dimension Door, you could send a target to a distant location. Yeah,
send like that wall or whatever somewhere,
like on the opposite side of the wall somewhere. Yeah.
Well, fuck it. I'm just gonna use the Dimension Door.
Okay. Well, and we're gonna be generous with this. Consider a target to be, the three of you together. You have to get real close and hug, and you can cast a spell. Just be distant on the other side of the wall. Distant being relative in this game as being something you could run to in 2 rounds, and you know that the place is big enough inside probably. And so, everyone holding on to each other and feeling the magic of Corso swirling around you. You blink out of existence here and blink back in a long silver hallway. And you can see there's a camera up in a corner. And that's about it. But the camera can't see you if your mechanisms are working.
Yeah.
Yeah, did we activate those?
Well, let's assume you did right before you sent in.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
Yeah, otherwise you're going to have bigger problems on your hand than what you already would have.
Doc said these would make us invisible to cameras, whatever those are.
Yeah, and motion sensors, whatever those are. Although you can reason that out, probably. But just like any hallway, though, you're faced with that frustrating, which do you go left or right? But there's light coming from one and dark coming from the other, as if, one's leading off into something that's not regularly utilized or there's not a lot of traffic. One end of the tunnel has some light on it. Which direction do you go to?
Go to the light.
To the light.
To the light. You follow the light, and you see there's an arrow on the wall here. Down, you get to the end of the hallway. There's 2 sub-levels. When you turn around, there's a bank of elevators, but there are 2 figures standing there, both wearing a sort of like a white armor. And then their faces look somewhat expressionless, but they vaguely resemble Yul Brynner. Both of these guys. They've got a little acronym on their chest that say Shepherd. I can't remember what Shepherd stands for at all. It's just long, convoluted.
I don't even remember. I came up with it, but it's something ridiculous.
Yeah, it's something ridiculous. But they are basically a robotic police officer, and that Bane Industries developed. In fact, I think Bane's father actually did the original development of it, I believe. There's some lore there. We're not sure about.
Yeah, the Yul Brynner looking...
he's modeled after.
Yes, yeah. That was Bane Sr.
Yeah, Bane Sr. was portrayed by Yul Brynner. And these 2 Shepherd units look exactly like him. And they immediately raise their weapons, like, stop, desist. You may not go any further. Show your identification badges.
Oh. He says we can't go any further. I guess we
You will not go any further. Show your identification badges immediately. Or face maximum force.
Here's my badge. And I'm going to wave my wand of honor.
Okay.
I mean, technically it is your badge, right?
Yeah.
Badge of honor.
Yeah.
Okay. No ones.
Okay. Haven't had a single failure yet.
Yeah.
The old wand of wonder.
Still got it. 9.
9. And scrolling up to 9, we find, well, suddenly, loud pounding music just fills the whole area, emanating from yourself.
Hey, is this a rave?
We're gonna make. Yeah, I think it might be. We're gonna make some.
I need one of those lights on my hat now.
Make you some wisdom checks for our shepherd units. This is ridiculous, but they start moving their bodies and gyrating. They're doing the robot, right? Like they'll dance. They start doing the robot to the music. But also, Marm and Farin also have to make wisdom tests or begin compulsively dancing. You don't have to stop doing anything else you'd want to do, I guess. You have to do it while dancing.
Oh, yeah, Marm's gonna bust a move.
Okay, yeah. I've just pictured Marm doing that little, like, spin on the back, like breakdance movement.
Breakdancing.
Yeah.
It's like cartwheels and little flips and...
Farin managed, fortunately for her dignity, to avoid dancing.
I picture her standing by, rolling an eyeball at the antics of the others, much like Bill Wyman did 1,000 times.
Farin, watch this!
Farm's like, watch me! And
I can do.
So, however, though, the shepherd units are totally distracted by it, and would you like to try to go past the dancing shepherd units to the bank of elevators that lead to the sub-levels?
Yeah. Let them dance.
They say, we can dance if we want to, they say. You open the elevator door, they press the button, and you get in, and you can clearly reason which way's up and down.
They literally were doing the safety dance because we safely got past them. And so there are various buttons you could push in here. There are various sub levels, but Deep Lab is the lowest one, something called Deep Lab, and even that, when you press a button, nothing happens though. And there's a little sign that says authorized personnel only. Insert magnetic key.
Damn.
We happen to see any key cards hanging off of the ships back there?
Well, yeah, they would have had some. So you could open the door back up and grab one of theirs.
Yeah, I'll do that if I can sneak out and grab one without further aggravation of them.
I think if you sneak up, try to grab them, they might try to bat you off, even though they're dancing. So why don't you make a dexterity roll to grab one of their key cards? You rolled a natural 1. Oh my goodness, he's holding his hands. So yeah, it's out of there before they even know it. I lost my card while dancing. That guy's gonna get decommissioned later.
We gotta, scrap this one.
Yeah.
Since I rolled a 1, can I grab both of them so they can't follow us?
Okay, that's a great idea. I think a 1 would definitely warrant that. Okay, well now you're able to insert that to the Deep Lab section. Never mind how you can read that stuff, and you get transported to another world. You can just sort of magically understand everybody and read their language, I guess. There's a lot about, interdimensional travel we don't know. But you guys go to the Deep Lab, which sounds suitably ominous, and you get all the way down. And when the door opens, there are 2 more shepherd units standing there. And if you exit the elevator, they say, please show your magnetic cards, show your key cards.
break in. Yes.
Multipass.
Yeah. Marm holds up the cards. Multipass. And they scan the cards with their eyeballs. Carry on. You guys are able to move down the hallway. And there's a big door labeled Q. And another door. There's another door with a number 7 on it. So you have a Q. You have a number 7. And then you have, finally, a letter G. Which one do you open?
What are we looking for again? Some kind of machine? Like the one we saw earlier?
Well, presumably, yeah. If one even exists, that you could get through. Obviously, Brendan Bane got to your world somehow.
What were the doors again?
There's a door 7 and door G and door Q.
Well, we can all open one and then peek in there and then close them and then figure out which one we all want to go in together.
True.
Yeah.
I don't really have a better idea other than to say that Gonen's world starts with G, and that seems like a logical place to start, but I don't see any reason not to open.
Oh, that's a good point. I like that idea.
I was thinking Gaxium. Maybe it's a Gaxium storeroom. But Gonen's world could be. And I think that's a good place.
I guess it's a good place to start. And indeed, it does start. G does start Gonen's world and Gaxium. And opening the door with your key card, you open it, and indeed, your hearts begin to race as you see a machine almost exactly like the one with the same switch that Marm got with the hook shot and everything. That almost like you saw in Gonen's world. Only yesterday for your characters, but 100 episodes ago for us. It's a replica of it. And in the middle of the room is a huge thing about the size of a Volkswagen, but on 2 legs, with 2 great big huge guns on either side of it. And it has a acronym on its chest as well that also says Shepherd, but then there's a Roman numeral 2 behind it, and it swings over to you with those great big guns trained on you and says, identify show key card, top level clearance.
Wave a card up.
And it scans the card. Insufficient security clearance. And its guns begin to warm up. What do you guys do?
You have insufficient security clearance.
Well, it was good enough to open the door. So, yeah. I guess we got to roll initiative.
Yeah, speaking of security, we might want to do something.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to have security clearance to go into the further into the machine area itself, apparently, or to conduct research here or whatever. But here we go. Let's go ahead and roll that initiative.
I got a 9.
Okay.
And I got an 8.
Looks like everybody's going to go, but first Marm's going to go because he's got a 5. What do you do, Marm?
You said his guns were spinning up. Is it some sort of rotary mechanism?
Yeah.
Well, since I was up there next to him showing him my key card, could I possibly take my shotgun and jam it into the mechanism to try and foul it up?
I think it's a great idea. Yeah. Why don't you make a dexterity roll to do that? I think you're nimble. Your special ability would help here too to give you an advantage.
Natural 1.
Oh my god, again, and the guns. In fact, that whole arm shorts out. After all, it's a big experimental unit anyway. Rendering one of his guns completely useless, which will have its damage in the future. And I think Farin might have rolled next, or Goonie rolled a 5, right?
Farin was next.
Okay, Farin, what do you do? One of the guns has been rendered useless on this Shepherd Mark II.
Well, and you said there was a lever just like the one that got us here in the first place?
Yeah.
I think Farin is going to polymorph herself into a little bird.
As she can do. Bring!
and fly over to the lever and
Okay.
light upon it.
You light upon it, and because a little bird, you probably have to turn back into a person, and then push it down. You light upon it. And Corso, what do you do?
Back off, you overgrown Paco. I'm gonna wave my wand at you.
Uh-oh, here it comes. Hopefully you can get it up.
Uh-oh.
Oh no! You wave your wand.
It's limp.
Nothing. You've gone limp. Okay, well.
Just when I needed you, we're fighting the boss, I think.
And that one remaining arm, it spins over and fires at everyone but Farin. And why am I rolling? Now I'm rolling to hit when in fact in the Black Hack I don't roll to hit. You roll to not get hit. And so please make dexterity rolls to avoid this range damage from the one remaining gun. And it's a big gun. You have a feeling it'll do like a ton of damage to you if it hits. But only half of what this Shepard Mark II could normally do now that Marm has destroyed one of his gun systems.
All right, so Corso and Marm have to make defense rolls.
Yeah, Farin is not within. Marm got hit. Oh no, Marm takes 20 hit points of damage.
20.
Holy shit.
And remember your armor, if you have any.
Yeah. Use a little bit of your armor.
And I did not get hit, but I just wanted to point out that even though I lost my armor, I do have this ring of protection that is 1 point of armor. But
that's right.
I won't need it just yet.
Okay. But the rest of you are not hit, luckily. And normally that thing could do like 40. It actually would have the potential to do 80 if it rolled all its dice and rolled as good as it could roll. But I'm averaging all their damage, which is good for you. And so now we're at the top of the next round again. And Farin, wait, who did go first? Marm. So we're at the top of the next round again. Marm, what do you do?
I'm going to guess my shotgun's still jammed in that one arm, so I guess I'm just going to pull my short sword out and try to
there you go.
Stab a oil pipe or something.
That sounds like a great idea.
And a 13, that'll hit him.
Oh yeah, that will hit him.
So, for damage, we'll do 40 damage.
All right, that's what you need right there. Boom, boom, boom. And there's another spark and shudder. And Farin, what do you do?
Farin is going to unpolymorph herself and slide down this lever, I assume.
All of a sudden, the great machine starts humming. Everybody's hair stands up on end. And,
oh boy.
Corso, what do you do?
I'm going to use my last magic missile to fire at this Shepard unit.
Shepard Mark II.
Mark II. And, okay, here we go. For 38 damage.
Okay, and it shoots an explosion on one of his shoulders, and his breastplate pops off, and the thing falls down on the ground and kicks its legs a few times, and then lays still. Meanwhile, the big machine is humming. And that outer door opens. And Brendan Bane enters the room. Wait before you do that. Listen. I'm surprised to see you, I'll admit. You could have gone anywhere, and yet you came here. These things aren't controllable. Listen, join me, work with me, and I can see you get back to your world, and I'll make you kings. I'll make you kings there. I'll give you a whole army of these Shepard Mark II units. You give us just a little bit of the world. You can go, we can take parts of your moon. We can work a deal.
Farin's already the queen, and I'm just as good as a king. I get everything I want there.
I know enough about your world to know Farin's not the ruler of all of it.
So, your Shepard Mark II, gotta be honest, not that great. However, I have an idea, if you're willing to entertain it, of what we could do together in our world with pies.
Pies. My ambition runs a little higher than pie, my friend.
What? Higher than pies? It's funny you mentioned that, because my idea involved airships and pies, right? We take the pies up in the airships and we go and airdrop them to places that don't have pies. Now, some places think that idea would
Sky
bomb.
in the pie.
Yes, exactly. This guy gets it.
Keep talking. Tell me more about it, he says while glancing down at his watch.
I think this is a good business idea. Farin, you want in on this idea?
Oh, it does sound potentially lucrative, even if it is a bit pie in the sky. I think somebody already made that joke.
Yeah, that's what we're going to call it.
Yes.
And Marm's knows all about pies. But Bane, I don't think we want to cut him in. He's just going to try to take the money from us and take the idea, take all the credit.
He'll try to take the largest slice of the pie, I'm sure.
I don't have any interest in your pie business.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
Well, you're not going to have to believe me for much longer. Just keep talking to me for a moment longer. That's all you need to do. And you can hear like many, many footsteps running down the hallway outside at this point. And you feel like the room's about to be swarmed, and he's just been trying to keep you talking for a few seconds. The machine's also like really starting to amp up. You know, you think you got a few more seconds before something happens. You guys anybody want to do anything?
I'll try and set a trap at the door for anybody that runs in to try and trip them up.
Okay, with what? Like some cables or?
Yeah, I'll use my hook shot.
Okay, that's a good idea. Your hook shot goes right past Brendan Bane. Turns around and looks at the door. This is your last chance. Listen, I can't guarantee that what you think is going to happen is going to happen. You might end up going back home. You might end up going somewhere else. I'm telling you, we don't know whether we've opened a gate to your world or whether we somehow created it.
I thought you were supposed to be smart.
Oh, I'm smart. I'm smarter than you'll ever be. Smarter than you can comprehend.
Well, not anymore. I'm going to cast feeble-mindedness on him.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And, yes, he,
So, yeah, now his intelligence is 4.
And, yeah, you say, not anymore. And he goes, oh, whoa, the machine is making a cool home, he says. And he walks over to it, and he's standing almost next to you guys. He's like, whoa, that's really loud. That's a cool machine. That's big. That's big.
Yeah.
And then suddenly a squad of human security agents, backed up by a few Shepard Mark 1s, charge into the room and trip over Marm's hook shot and fall on the floor. Just as Bane says, hey, wait a minute. What's going on again? And then you guys feel the sensation of being stretched out and hurled forward in space and time. And suddenly you wake up, boom. There's some loud music playing, but other than that, it's quiet. You're inside a room with looks like a set of drums and some guitars and amplifiers, or what look like, you guys have bellows in your world, but you could tell a band set up. There's a loft above you. You're in some kind of a garage, perhaps, or carriage house. And Brendan Bane is with you, though. He's like, oh, whoa, what happened? He's suddenly played by Keanu Reeves now.
Yeah.
You know? He was Jared Padalecki, now he's Keanu Reeves. He's like, whoa, Brendan Bane says. He shakes his head. And you guys look up at the loft, and there are 3 small figures standing there. You think they're wee moldi at first. You realize they're kids. One of them's like a skinny, bespectacled kid. The other one's kind of a tough guy. And then there's a heavy-set kid with like a red afro. Says, welcome, gentlemen. We've been expecting you. And that's where we're going to go ahead and end our 200th episode. When, as Brendan Bane warned you, no telling where you could end up in the multiverse. And you found yourselves, some of our listeners will realize, in Jupiter Springs.
Yeah.
In Plunger's Garage. With Brendan Bane.
Yeah,
with the befuddled Brendan Bane.
Whoa. Without Brendan Bane. And so we're going to have to continue this story in 100 episodes. So in episode 300, we'll have Wimp come back, and we hope we'll have Wimp come back, before then at some point. Yeah. And in the meantime, for those of you who have been listening for a long time, thank you for sticking around and sticking with us.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me tonight. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was good times. Good times.
Yeah, it was good times. Good times. And I guess next here soon we'll just get back to our regular episodes, and we'll see you in episode 201.
And before we leave, I gotta say, God damn it, Farin!
This is WKAB continuing our ongoing coverage of the murder of Chubby Chode's founder, Chubby Charles Chode. Recently, a shocking tape recording surfaced naming the hot dog tycoon's son, Chucky Chode Jr., a suspect, revealing he would not be an heir to the company's fortune unless he could prove his innocence. Presently, the company is being run by Chode Sr.'s widow, Carol Chode. We go now live to a press conference just beginning outside the Chubby Chode's downtown Cape City headquarters.
Thank you all for coming. As you know, this has been a difficult time for the Chode family, but
Chucky, did you kill your father?
Absolutely not.
Chucky, any truth to the rumors that Floppy Frank Longfellow is your real biological father?
That's preposterous. Chubby was my real dad. If anything, it's Carol Chode that isn't my real mommy. She's just my step-mommy, so she better step down because I'm supposed to be running this company. I'm cooperating with the Cape City Police to clear my name, and when that happens, I'm taking what's mine. And furthermore, I'm directing the police to look into her as the murderer. My dad might not have named her as a suspect, but he was too blinded by all the drug-fueled Chili Chode sex play that I watched, or that I heard about. He couldn't see the devious gold digger for who she really is. And if Carol doesn't want to hand over the reins to me, I'll take down the whole franchise. I know the secret recipe, and I'll expose it to the whole world. The meat might be legally classified as food, but that doesn't mean it isn't a crime against humanity. I know where it comes from, and I'll tell. I swear to God, I'll tell.
Chucky, that's enough. That's enough. Don't say any more. We're done here.
Well, there you have it. Chucky Chode's lawyer, Stone Barrington, has just concluded the press conference and is escorting his very emotional client back inside Chubby Chode's headquarters. Explosive stuff. We'll be right back.
In the heart of Cape City, where the heroes roam, where the skyline's full of powers that have never been known, we dance to the rhythm of a city so wide. In the hallowed streets, where heroes and villains collide. Oh, Cape City, you got me bewitched with your superpowers and your neon kitsch. From Lake Inferior to the tallest towers in this city of dreams where love empowers. In this crazy city where the jazz notes flare, I met a hero with a heart as big as a mare. We danced through the alleys under the starry skies. With the villains lurking, we soared to the highest heights. Oh, Cape City, you got me bewitched with your superpowers and your neon kitsch. From Lake Inferior to the tallest towers in this city of dreams where love empowers.
Hey everybody, if you like our podcast, don't forget to leave us a good rating and or review on Apple Podcasts. Podchaser, Spotify, or wherever you're able. Subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter at Goonies_world, and check out our website at GooniesWorldPodcast.com. Email us at GooniesWorldPodcast@gmail.com. Thank you for listening.